I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premier Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to all my people in the New York tri-state area that love these Knicks like us. Salute to all my people all over the country that love these Knicks just like us. And salute to everybody watching international that love these Knicks just like us. Thank you for your continued support. Appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking the spot with us, coming through so that we could talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. I'm not for sure why my hat ain't showing up on this thing, y'all. This virtual background thing is going to drive me crazy. Darren, I'm going to have to put a hat on. Hold on, y'all. This thing bugging. Let me see if I can find a hat. I'm going to see if I can find a hat that match what we got on. Hold on. Hat disappearing on me. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this. That might be better. How about that? Let me see. Let me change this here so this can pick it up too so we can get tight. There we go. Bim. How about that, everybody? Salute to all my people watching on X. Salute to all my people watching on YouTube. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things to get into, but we'll get into them all. Man, hey, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Stay with us on this movement, right? I got a lot of stuff that I want to break down about what I saw from the Knicks. Man. Salute to Rebs. Salute to the son of the legend, Kerry Cox is in the building. Salute. Andios in the building. For all my people seen and unseen, salute to all of y'all too. I got something to say, man. It's going to sound crazy. I got something to say. It's going to sound crazy. It's going to sound OD, right? I'm going to say it, and y'all going to want to have me drug tested, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm really liking this Tom Thibodeau offense. Yo, I'm going to say something, man, and don't y'all judge me, be like on the internet, like talking trash about me, right? But I really like the way this Tom Thibodeau offense look. Now, am I saying that I want 4 more years of Tibbs? Nah. But what I'm saying is in this moment right here, I like it. Now, am I saying that I want to go 3 more years with Tibbs? Nah, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, right? But what I am saying is the ball movement is crazy. And I know, and all the Jalen Brunson fans about to get all crazy. Hey, you want to trade Brunson? No, I don't want to trade Brunson. Right? I'm not talking about, this is no disrespect to Jalen Brunson, man. We got to relax. We got to relax. And there were some moments in that game where the ball got stuck to his hand accidentally. Like he legit, he dribbled the brown off the ball, but that was to be expected. Cat was wide open on the cut. Jalen Brunson was dribbling. Mitch was wide open on 3 different lob attempts that I saw. And it wasn't Brunson's fault. I think it was the guard's fault. They didn't even look at my guy, Mitchell Robinson. The Bronx is in the building. Salute. Tory B in the building. Smitty is in the building. Salute. I do kind of like the way that our offense looks. I knew it. Hit him. I was like, oh, man, here come the Brunson haters. No. You got to relax, bro. Hey, relax. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. What I'm talking about is the offensive scheme itself. I'm not talking about the way it was executed. Well, partly because the way it was executed, but I'm speaking specifically to the schematics and what we were trying to do from a strategic perspective, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our game plan going into this game. I kind of liked it. And I know for all the old basketball heads, all basketball heads will be like, man, all he did was try to run horns. Okay. So what? That man tried something different and it worked at times. And I am one of those that feel like when somebody does bad, you criticize them. When somebody does bad, you criticize them, but you give them kudos for doing something good. Right? Coaches in the building, salute. What I'm speaking to is I saw the Knicks try to go to OG Anunoby when he was hot. That kind of gave me the warm and fuzzies. Well, however you describe it, it made me feel good. When I saw the Knicks run screens to get OG the ball, right? That was all right. My guy Bridges, I'm not even gonna front on you. My guy Bridges, that's my guy. The further we get along into this thing, the more I feel like I like Bridges. Ribs, YouTube says we have 21 views, but 22 people are watching. I don't understand that number, bro. Later on, we gotta have a talk about how funky our YouTube numbers look. Ribs, whenever you get a chance, that's another thing we need to look at, man. How we get more views. I mean, how we get more viewers than views. A view should, soon as somebody come in, that should count. One of the things I saw during this game is that Josh Hart is very unselfish. Josh Hart is very unselfish. Right? I saw Josh Hart make some very, very unselfish NBA plays. And generally, for guys around the league, if they get a chance to shoot, they're going to take them shots. Right? There were a few plays where I think Josh was very unselfish, but smart about being unselfish. It wasn't a stat padding unselfish. It was a trying to win unselfish. I saw Tom Thibodeau and his staff trying to do. Now, I'm not saying that he's coaching for his job. I'm not saying that he's coaching for his job. But during the game, I pointed out to Metz and Fritz Alcindor and Coach Malpica and Greeny from LI and others that the Knicks were running different things. Shout out to my guy, Coach. One of the things that I saw offensively, I felt like the team was playing for each other. Now, defensively, I know they play for each other defensively. But offensively tonight, I felt like guys were legitimately out there playing for themselves. Right? And so what that does is it opens me up to the thought of, can the Knicks beat the Celtics or the Cavs in a second round series? Right? Now, as a Knicks fan, about sometime late February, early March, I was thinking there's a chance if everything goes right. Right? If Mitch is healthy, if Cat is healthy, if Brunson is healthy, if OG is healthy, if the bench, doesn't. Now that the later we get in the season, I'm thinking we need less and less perfection and maybe just execution. Right? Now, to you, execution sounds like perfection at times. I know that's what people are going to say. Well, if we don't do such and such, well, if Tibbs doesn't do such and such. I'm thinking now, though, if this is the OG Anunoby, if we get 80% of this OG Anunoby in the playoffs, who can guard him in the Eastern Conference? Right? And if we get 80% of this cat in the playoffs, who can guard him? And if we get 80% of this Bridges, who can stop us? Because we know we're going to get 120% of Jalen Brunson. Right? We already know Jalen Brunson is the most clutch player in the NBA. And surprise, Knicks fans, playoff games are clutch moments. All 240 minutes of every game is clutch. Am I saying that am I saying that well, let me just say it. Let me put it in a clear thought in a clear-hearted way. I saw Tom Thibodeau make adjustments in the Hawks game from the Cleveland Cavaliers game. And I saw Tom Thibodeau make adjustments in the Phoenix Suns game from the Cleveland Cavaliers game, which tells me that Tom Thibodeau learned a lesson and implemented things about what he learned. Right? That's what I think. I'm interested to see what you guys think, but not just the overview. Don't just tell me the Knicks suck. Tell me why y'all think. Tell me why. If you don't think the Knicks are a second round team, tell me why. If you think the Knicks are a second round team, tell me why. If you think the Knicks can make the conference finals, tell me why. If you think the Knicks can make the finals, tell me why. If you think the Knicks can be the champs, you'd have to impress the heck out of everybody in this room. If you think the Knicks are the champ, whatever you have to say has got to be dynamite. Mike Hansen in the building. App was good. E. Gibson in the building. Salute. I think no one in the NBA is safe. My personal opinion is I think any team in the NBA can lose in the playoffs. That's what I think. That's what I think. Why is it in the building? Smitty says Tibbs as head coach has never won a playoff series in which his team trailed in that playoff series. Okay. Okay. And E. Gibson says, I honestly see us as a second round exit. I'm not in favor of Tibbs' in-game adjustments or rotations. Our bench needs to be more consistent. I think we have a fix for that. That second part that you mentioned, I think we have a fix for it. And I also think I can't wear this hat. I can't wear my blue hat because the background is blue. That just dawned on me. I can't wear this because it'll disappear. Oh man, that's whack. I got to wear a contrast color. Okay, I get it now. I get it. I'm learning. LI1 says back-to-back 50 wins and still bad coach. LOL. Okay. Yeah. Hey. So we're going to talk about some of these things tonight, right? And yo, I've been kind of in the shadows of some of the Knicks content creators, like I guess literally and physically. I guess been in the shadows of some of the content creators, right? Just checking out the chat, see what people are talking about. And what I notice is that I think a few of you may think this team has a shelf life and needs a fix this summer. And what I would suggest is two things. What I will suggest is two things. If the team needs a fix, what is it? Right? And how does this fix us right now? Because right now, in this moment, is the only thing that we can control. This moment is the only thing that we can control. What I also noticed what I noticed tonight, and if you were if you hung around for the conversation with Lee Escobedo and myself, Lee Escobedo from all types of writing entities, man. Google Lee Escobedo if you get the chance. But he and I talked about the pick and roll, the Knicks pick and roll defense. And my answer to the pick and roll defense is be preemptive. If you see them get into a pick and roll set, blitz it, smush it, press it, squish it, whatever you need to do before they can execute. Because once that guard turns the corner, what can you do? The Knicks did some of that tonight with Karl-Anthony Towns. And just to draw an image, I need to get that coach's chalkboard to put on the screen. But as soon as that guard gets the screen and rubs his defender off, it's too late. It's too late. But as soon as you see the guard, the screener go up, smush it. Just have 3 against 2 and form your wall. They can't get by you. You force them to either throw the ball over the top of your 7-footer accurately, or they have to pass that ball out to the wings where you have one guy on each side defending that side. Jerry Fitz is in the building. If we can try that, you don't have to give that look every time, right? Because here's the thing, and this is just basketball. I'm not saying this is what they should do every time. I'm not saying that this is what they should do every time, but what I am saying is you don't have to give the pick and roll look that they desire, right? The desired look in a pick and roll is a sturdy screen from a strong, athletic roll man that can maneuver through traffic and catch lobs at the rim. At the same time, if he catches the ball in traffic, he should be able to finish at the rim or spray the ball out to the corner against a collapsed tag man, right? I'll give you an example of probably the perfect tag man. The perfect tag man in Tom Thibodeau's defense was RJ Barrett, right? Don't put RJ in front of somebody one-on-one because he had trouble guarding one-on-one. It's something about, I don't want to talk bad about RJ. It's just the example that I want to speak about. Hey, Wise, make sure you look at that number for me. Right now, I think we went from like 30 to 16, like that. I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, man, I'm just want to stay on top of this stuff just to make sure that we do the right thing for our audience, right? But think about RJ Barrett as the tag man. RJ Barrett has a very, very high basketball IQ. Now, did he execute everything based on his IQ? All of that stuff is debatable. What I'm saying is RJ Barrett as a tag man was an excellent decision maker, right? He'd get at the level of the dude in the corner, right? Keep his eye on the pick and roll man. And if their roll man beat our drop coverage, he would scramble in there to contest the roll man So he wouldn't get a dunk, layup, a pass, or anything. He'd help smother. Right? Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Wise. Appreciate you, bro. Right? So you don't have to do the same coverage out of Tom Thibodeau's ice pick and roll. There are multiple things you can do. Can you blitz from the side that the pick and roll is going to and force a pick and roll ball handler to pass the ball 40 feet across the basketball court accurately and on time and on target, basically. Right? So basically what I'm saying is I'm not saying that it's not Cat's fault. This is about 90% Cat's fault. Right? But if there were ways that we can fix it, if we know who Cat is, and we know who Cat is by now. If you don't know who Cat is after 75 plus games, then we'll never know, or 70 plus games, we'll never know, right? But there are different ways for us to adjust the screen and roll, pick and roll coverage. I don't want to say more than one way to skin a cat, but no pun intended. Right. Nick, yeah, I see you. Nick, yeah, I see you. I see you, man. Hey, man. No arguments here. Right? No arguments here. Right? No arguments here about Mitch. Right? I never wanted to get into the Mitch conversation. The only thing I wanted Mitch to do was come back healthy and play basketball. I never wanted to get into the Mitchell Robinson saves the planet conversation. Never wanted to do that. I kept saying it over and over and over again. Mitchell Robinson saves the universe. I never wanted to get into that conversation, bro. Just never wanted to get into it. I like Mitch. It's just some of the Mitch Hive, they believe that dude walks on water. Jerry Fitz is in the building. He says, we know what and who Cat is in the regular season. Playoff Cat, we'll see. Fingers crossed, he's a huge part of what we are trying to do. I'm going to point out to the last time I saw Cat in the playoffs. Last year's Game 7 against Denver. That was Cat saving that franchise. That wasn't Anthony Edwards. That was Cat roasting Jokic. That was Cat defending Jokic. That was not Anthony Edwards. That was not Rudy Gobert. Now, you don't get drafted overall number 1 if you don't have talent. And Cat has talent. I think Cat's whole thing is, do you value defense as much as you value offense? Right? That's what I'm thinking. So, but for tonight's game, what I'm going to ask everybody to do is, when you think about tonight's offense, right? When you think about tonight's offense, think about how many times you saw OG Anunoby catching a pass on the move with the momentum going to the basket. And think about if you saw that in the Atlanta game also. And think about if you saw that in the Cleveland game. Chat, do you think the OG Anunoby thing is sustainable? Is the OG Anunoby offense sustainable? Bear with me for just a moment, y'all. So I'm going to put a poll in the chat, everybody. Bear with me. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. There's our poll, everybody. There's our poll. Is OG Anunoby's offense sustainable with Brunson, Cat, Bridges all healthy and playing? My concern with OG Anunoby's offense is the same concern I have about Karl Anthony Towns' offense. All-Star Sports in the building, salute. It's not that the effort won't be there. And it's not that it depends on the jumper. It's not about touch. To me, it's about the officiating. Are our bigs, and OG Anunoby is big, right? Are our big people gonna get calls in the paint? I saw my guy Mitch get hacked a couple of times. My man didn't even look at his whistle. I saw my guy Mitch in the paint get accosted in the paint, and the referee forgot what a whistle was. Right? I saw Cat, coach, how many times? Oh, shoot, I left my phone on the charger. They might be hitting me up trying to get up here. Let me do. My bad, y'all. Let me do this. My bad. My phone was at 10%, man. I put it on the charger and got some of that sugar-free A&W. Man, that sugar-free A&W is busting, bro. I ain't gonna front. When he got me a drink, man, forgot about my phone. Kerry Cox said Cat was fouled 3 times and didn't get a call. Yeah, man. I was looking, and then Devin Booker came down and got the brush foul. Y'all know the brush foul. Y'all know the brush foul I'm talking about, where these wing scorers get in the paint and initiate a little bit of contact, and the big is like here with his hand up, and the referee is blowing the hell out the whistle like, and you like, wait a minute, you calling the brush foul? And our bigs go to the rim and get jumped in, and you not calling it? What are we talking? Come on, man. Smitty, I'm with you. I'm with you on it. But the world we live in is Cat is not getting calls. And Tom Thibodeau, for better or for worse, is not going to get teched up to get his star players any basketball calls, any foul calls. Tibbs is not going to get teched up. He's not going to get teched up in order to get his guys foul calls. He's just not. LI1, if Cat got the Embiid calls, he the MVP. Smitty, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just keep it an absolute stack. And it might sound like I'm all over the place, but really what I'm talking about is OG Anunoby's offense, right? I do understand we're talking about OG Anunoby's offense, right? But here's the thing. The one thing that I believe is the thing that I would fire Tom Thibodeau over is the thing that you're saying on the screen, right? That is the one thing. Now, listen, I've been watching closely. I don't know everything. I know enough not to be a fool, right? I know enough. I'm not going to sit up here and make up fake stuff on the internet for some people I don't know. I don't do that. That ain't my thing. I'm not going to pretend as if I know everything about basketball and everything about everything. That's not me. I'm the homie. And I ain't trying to be more than that. Like, I'm not trying to sit in James Dolan box unless he invite me. Then I'll go, right? But I'm not trying to work my way up there, right? What I will say is that if Tom Thibodeau protected these players by getting technical fouls occasionally, I'm not saying BOD, I'm not saying a tech every game, I'm not even saying a tech per week. What I'm saying is if the referees knew that Tom Thibodeau was going to protect these players, right? Salute to Anthony D. Anthony D is in the building. Salute. What I am saying is that if Tom Thibodeau protected his players, maybe Mitchell Robinson wouldn't have to rehab from injury as long. Yeah, anybody remember the play where Joel Embiid did the thing to Mitchell Robinson and then almost ruined that man's career? And Tibbs didn't do a thing? Travel Vibes in the building. Salute. Right? Nick Yak says back-to-back 50 wins, 95, 96 to coaching. Nah, I know that. I know that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Leon Rose should fire Tom Thibodeau. What I prefaced this with was, if I had the hammer and I would look at, hey, did he make adjustments towards the end of the season? Yes. Did he win 50 games despite Jalen Brunson missing 15 games? Mitchell Robinson missing how many? What did he miss? What did Mitch miss? 50 games. Landry Shamet missed 32 games. Precious Achua missed 21 games. Deuce McBride missed 16 games. Did he win 50 games and get the number 3 seed despite the team missing so many games? Yes, he can stay. Right now, where he can go is Jalen Brunson gets beat up all year and Tibbs doesn't get a tech for him. Cat gets beat up all year and Tibbs won't get a tech for him. It's a tech. It's an attempt for 1 point by another team. A technical foul is not a guaranteed point. Teams miss free throws all the time. Trust, I've seen it. I'm itching to say ball don't lie every time we get a tech and they miss the free throw. In terms of the OG Anunoby offensive point, though, that we were speaking of, I think it's sustainable. I think it's sustainable as long as we can keep OG Anunoby's legs fresh. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean giving him, sitting him out games? No. What that means is, hey, man, when OG Anunoby is cooking, let Bridges pick up his defensive assignment. When Bridges is cooking, let OG pick up his defensive assignment. Right? And I know that's a simplistic way of looking at stuff, right? Right? But say if me and I'm gonna say Jerry Fitz, right? Me and Fitz walking down the street, right? If he carrying all the bags, right? If he carrying all the bags, right? I can at least carry something, right? If he carrying the bags, I'll be like, yo, here, hey, something, man, whatever. I'll do something, right? If Fitzy carried the bags for like 4 blocks, I'll be like, hey, Fitzy at the corner, man, I'll get them bags. Take a break, man. Smoke a cigarette, man. I'll carry the bags the next 4 blocks. Right. Fitzy, right. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Right. Right. If Fitzy carried the bags for like 4 blocks, I'll be like, yo, these next 4 blocks, I got you, dog. Or, yo, when we get down to the spot, I'll pay for it. When we go to eat, I'll pay for it, man. Something. And I think that's how we can keep their legs fresh in game, right? Like and here's the thing, if OG is cooking, if Cat is cooking, if Bridges is cooking, if Brunson is cooking, why not have Josh Hart pick up their defensive assignments? Not all game. You don't have to have it all game because think about it. Josh Hart won't have to do that all game because if all 4 of them are cooking, more than likely we'll be ahead far enough where they can help Josh on defense. And I'm not saying sacrifice defense. What I'm saying is help with the workload. Right? If say for instance, if Mitchell Robinson is out here screening half the death on every offensive set, can I at least help offensive rebound? Yes. You saw it tonight. You saw Mitchell Robinson out of breath, running around the floor, finding people to screen to free people up. It's gonna happen. The dude is human. It's gonna happen. These dudes are human. Mitchell Robinson is scrambling all around in the half court, finding people to screen, looking to get people open. These dudes are gonna get tired. Hey man, can we help on the glass? Right? Can we help on the glass? Or hey Mitch, I'll take these screening opportunities for you, big boy. You worry about wiping them windows. Mitch, you wipe them windows and I'll screen up top. I'll do all that stuff to free you up. LI1 says, hey, Hart did pick up Booker when OG was cooking. Yeah, that's teamwork, man. It's teamwork. Yeah, it's teamwork, man. You also saw when Booker was cooking, Mikal Bridges was trying his damnedest not to let Bradley Beal start cooking too. Right? That man went out of his way. All those other guys went out of their way to stop Bradley Beal from getting hot, from even getting warm. And Kerry Cox said that's why it's hard to send Josh Hart to the. Yeah. So if you're asking me to a man and to a woman too, you know what I'm saying, show some love for everybody. It's all about everybody here. Can OG Anunoby keep the scoring thing up? Yes. But we have to help him keep this thing up. Because here's the thing. Y'all know remember how I was saying Jalen Brunson's defense was subpar. And tonight, I think JB's defense was excellent. I think there were a few possessions where I thought Jalen Brunson was the best defender on the floor, and that included Mitchell Robinson and OG Anunoby on the floor. OG, man, I saw Brunson pick up a big scramble to the wing to cut off the driving lane and close out to make the three-point shooter miss. JB's defense was excellent, but on the OG Anunoby point, a lot of nights y'all tell me Jalen Brunson gets paid to score. That's why his defense is be subpar sometimes. JB don't get paid to play defense; he get paid to score. So when OG Anunoby is scoring, what is OG Anunoby getting paid to do? I'm not saying I don't want OG to play defense because he's a defender. OG's a two-way player, but what I'm saying is if we can lighten the load just a little bit to keep his offense, to keep his legs fresh on the offense, let's do it. Let's do it. Do we have the personnel to do it, though? Do we have the personnel to do it, everybody? How did y'all like what y'all saw from Mitchell Robinson tonight? Hey, Jerry, Cat is the highest paid Nick right now, bro. I feel you though. I feel you. I'm gonna take that down because I understand his point. I understand what he's talking about. OG gets paid a lot of money. He gets paid a lot of money. And so I understand what Fitzy is talking about. Wise. Now I know what he's saying. I know what Fitzy meant and what he means. Right? I know what he means. So in a nutshell, can OG Anunoby keep this thing rolling? Absolutely. We just have to help him with it. Wise says Mitch looked rusty tonight. I thought he should have played yesterday, but he still did some good things. Yeah. I think he did. Thought he did. His screening, man. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing. I don't know if it's a I got an eyelash or something. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing. I don't know if it's a it just seems like a lot of Mitch's screens are being wasted by guys that just don't hit the screen at the right time. By the time they hit the screen, the defense is already ready for it. I'll tell you what I did see, though. I saw Mitchell Robinson screen. Right. I saw Mitchell Robinson screen some guys and have guys sealed and went to the basket and nobody even looked his way. And if we in film study and you see your big seal somebody at about 18 feet and he's got a runway to he's got a launch pad. What's that thing that airplanes take off? He's got What's that thing airplanes take off of? What do you call that road? The airplanes take off from. Y'all, what's the thing that the airplane, not a launch pad, that's for rockets. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Where airplanes take off from. Runway. There you go, Derek. There you go, Fitzy. There you go. There you go. There you go. If Mitch screens a guy at 18 feet, right, and he has him sealed, and he's got 18 feet to the rim, bro, that's dunk contest level of runway for a dunk. Why are we not throwing the lob? Why are we not catching Mitch on those? I saw it tonight at least 3 times. Right. One of them, OG had his head down. As soon as I saw OG with his head down, I was like, OG ain't passing that to nobody. He going to the rim. He didn't. I think he fumbled it in traffic. But OG had a great night. I'm not knocking OG. Right. Right. OG had his head down. He didn't see Mitch. But Cameron Payne, twice. And think about what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that Tibbs ran that play. I'm not giving Tom Thibodeau credit for that. I'm giving Mitchell Robinson high basketball IQ credit for that, right? Screening a guy with his body towards the rim, as soon as he knocks the dude off kilter, he takes off to the rim, and we throwing up floaters at the rim when you could have threw up a lob at the rim. We got to get our big man. I'll tell you what, if that was Tyler Kolek, we'd still be talking about those dunks. If that were Tyler Kolek, we'd still be talking about those highlights, y'all. In my opinion. Yep, in my opinion, we'd still be talking about those highlights. Now, is Mitch, let me ask y'all this. Is Mitch still out of shape? I don't want to believe it. I'm asking y'all a fair and neutral question with no agenda. I just want to have y'all's answer so that we can further the conversation. Is Mitchell Robinson out of shape? Be honest with me in the chat. Be honest with me. Does Mitch still need to get in game shape? Is Mitch Robinson in game shape? Be honest with me. Don't shoot me the gas. Right? Tell me the truth. Like, it's a judgment-free zone. It's not like if you say the wrong answer, you're going to jail, or if you say the right answer, you're going to win money. We're having a conversation. Is Mitchell Robinson in game shape yet? Y'all let me know. All right, so he's not 100%. Mitch is not there yet. Little bit, but not fully. He much than 2 weeks ago. Not yet. Let me see. And Rib says he's getting there. Okay. All right. And Nick Yak says, dude can't work harder on defensive end, helping every play and running out setting. Right. Yeah. 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 And so Top Notch T is telling everyone to be patient, right? I'm not judging either way. What I'd like to know is if it's a factor, then we should let everyone know that it's a factor, right? Right? I'm not judging. All I'm saying is whatever is the truth, we should embrace it. Right? We don't want to shoot each other the gas like, nah, he's 100%, but they just don't see him. Or and this is what I think it is. What I think it is Mitchell Robinson is an NBA starter playing with career backups. That's what I think. And I know that's an unpopular take. And you know what? People may not have even said it, but that's what I believe. I believe Mitchell Robinson is an NBA starter playing with career backups, and they just don't play the game like starters play it. Now, with that said, do I understand Mitch is a second round pick? Yes. Do I understand that Mitchell Robinson is limited offensively? Yes. Do I understand Mitchell Robinson is injury prone? Yes. Do I understand that we have to load manage Mitchell Robinson probably for the rest of his time in New York? Yes. That still does not mitigate the fact that Mitchell Robinson is an NBA starter playing with career backups that play the game the way backups play it, and Mitch plays the game the way starters play it. Should Mitchell Robinson dumb down his game for career backups that may not be here next year? For the sake of the team winning, I mean, not just for S and Gs, but for the sake of the team winning. I wouldn't. If I'm Mitch, I'm still screening hard, right? I'm still cutting away when I don't get the ball, right? I'm still cutting at flat angles to the rim as a big. As a wing, you can cut at sharp angles. As a big, you got to cut at flat angles because bigs generally don't have the best hands. Scotty in the building. Scotty, where you been, bro? We've been rocking for like an hour. Yo, somebody tell Alfonso Scott we've been rocking for like an hour and he just not showing up. Yo, you ain't get Scott, you ain't get the notification. We gonna have to text Alfonso Scott like, hey, bro, we about to start in a few minutes. Right. I see you. Yeah, Nick Yak, I see you. I see you, bro. The only thing with this is when you're counting on the Mitch part, and I'm talking about the guys. I'm talking about the guys that he plays with. I mean, the only way that can change is if he starts. If Mitch starts and plays about 25 minutes, like if Mitch starts, plays 6 minutes per quarter, like legitimately play him 6 minutes per quarter, right? Like play him the start of the game, the last 6 minutes of the second quarter, the start of the third quarter, and the last 6 minutes of the game in order for us to unlock Mitch. Drip more. Yo, y'all didn't get the notification? Hey, I promise you, we are working diligently behind the scenes to make this product better and better. I can promise you that. I promise y'all that. It's the reason why I've been working hard to get us off the blacklist and correcting the stuff on the internet. Like the internet has our contact stuff wrong, has our YouTube channel stuff information wrong. They even spelling my name. How do you spell Freezy? Well, Drip Moss. I was about to say how you spell. Yeah. I was about to say how you spell Freezy wrong. Yo, get out of it, man. Look, man, nah. Yo, oh man. Yeah, Dripmo, we here, man. Y'all know I don't talk about like my job and business and all that stuff, but I went through a life change where I kind of had to put some business stuff on the back burner and go work for the man. And since I work for the man now, my schedule is not like it used to be. Right? It's not like it used to be. It's not like it used to be when I was scheduling appointments, and between appointments I could just get on and rock. Maybe beyond have Tony Crow up here with me, or have Queen B up here with me, or go over there or do whatever. It's not like that right now for the immediate term. You just gotta, y'all know what it is. It's life, man. It's life. And so this is the reason why, you know what I'm saying, y'all see me pop up, because I be itching to get here, but I can only get here when I can. So, but you can bet everything that Corey Lee, King Ribby, Allah Wise, Soulfinger, Free Keith, G.I., Anthony D, IKBM Dre, Coach Malpika, everybody. You can best believe that everybody is working their hardest so that we can put forth a dope product, and hopefully y'all will see it reflected in the numbers, especially since we're reaching out to our international audience now, so that we can be in front of more people. Yo.
My man, what's good, bro?
Hey, man, we beat the Suns tonight.
Good. We hit it with the moon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hey, man, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, man, I was trying to talk to you the other day, but we have so much stuff going on, man. So the channel is growing. We're off the blacklist. YouTube basically said we were, they didn't say we were on the blacklist, but basically in the correspondence is like, yo, you got to abide by the YouTube guidelines, basically subject matter and language and all that stuff basically gets you on the blacklist. And without telling me we were on the blacklist, they were saying these certain they were kind of, you know. And so now that we're off the blacklist, I think you could kind of see like the numbers reflecting our true value on YouTube. And I'm talking about our true value right now. Now, do we want to be better than what we're putting up? Absolutely. Right? Can we be better? We'll be better. Right? We like the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We're out of the lottery and we in the playoffs. So, yeah, man. So how you feeling about the win over Atlanta?
Oh, I was happy with the one over Atlanta. I'm happy with this one. I
Yep.
appreciate how the captain came back in
Yep.
and try to do his thing.
Right.
He probably was a little hard on this evening, but it is what it is. I can't put this up. I'm about to sit with it like this. But yeah, we were
Right.
a little rough on, but what can I say? Much given, much is expected. So
Right. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think Tom Thibodeau has been hearing the whispers in the willows, right? Like he don't make adjustments. He's not innovative. He is not he's not patient with change, right? He's not patient with new things. And I think he's been kind of trying to show us in these last few games that he can do it. Now, Lee, I ain't gonna front. You know me, bro. I'm in my 50s, right? You old enough to know this. You know how when
hmm
somebody get in trouble, they act right for a little while. Like,
hmm
hey, like how your homeboy come home for a little bit, like your homeboy be away for a little bit, and then he come home, and then he be straight for a little while, and then after a
hmm
while, he was like, "Yo, it's my birthday, man. I gotta get turned for my birthday. It's a special occasion." And be like, "Hey, dog, but they told you not to get turned." You're like, "Man, they ain't
hmm
gonna tell me how to live my life." And then next thing you know, you don't see your man no more for like 40 months.
No, no. I know what you're talking about. I know
I'm
exactly what you're
alluding
talking
to it.
about.
Notice I didn't say it, but I'm alluding to it, right?
Oh,
So
I get it.
I think
Like,
that's good.
what?
Yeah, bro.
No, go ahead, bro. No. I was gonna say, what freak. Smokey said, "Hey, I got mind control over Debo." When he walk away, I'll still be talking.
Yeah. Yeah, like Tibbs be like, yeah, man. These fans act like I can't run no offense. I run some offense, but when they turn their back, I'll ISO again. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm ISO again.
When these fans turn their back, I'll let Jalen Brunson ISO
Oh,
game again. You know what I'm saying? I think that's
yeah,
I think
you
that's
go.
fair.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the burner. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
let the
get back
burner
to the
burn.
sure enough, right? I think that I'm not gonna say I think that's where we absolutely are with Tibbs, but what I will say is you got to at least give him credit. You got to at least give him credit for trying new stuff,
Oh, and he's been doing that, especially since you had to mix up the lineup, seeing as though it wasn't the same old, same old.
bro.
You know.
And what I thought, Lee, I ain't gonna lie, I thought he tried to do it with Bridges, and maybe it didn't work like the way he wanted it to work. And then he took that same energy and just started trying
hmm
OG and have Bridges be complimentary. And maybe that's the one that worked.
And believe it or not, but I think that is the one that works the most.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like this dude is actually earned his every dollar he made this year.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Career high, career high in not only points and everything else, rebounds and all that other stuff, but games played.
bro.
And that was the
Yeah,
biggest knock on him, big bro. That was the biggest knock on him.
that was the
Games
knock on him,
played.
bro. That was the knock on him, bro. Yeah, that was the knock on him. Hey everybody, just want to remind everybody if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like
Oh
button,
yeah.
become a member of the channel.
Oh,
Right. I'm talking. Been talking to Wise. We've been working on a couple of things. The members thing. My work schedule has been bonkers. I think what we'll have to do is get somebody to be in charge of that, like the members only team, like the members team. We probably need to get somebody to be in charge of the members team so that we can do. I think for the members thing, we need analytics. and I was talking to IKBM Dre about the analytics breakdown. So the only thing about it is we already have so many subscriptions to so many different things, bro. StreamYard, Canva, Cleaning the Glass, Basketball Reference, all these things. So we had to find a way to get somebody to
Well, you got the right guy. The guy with the best calculator in the game. That's just a little shot.
that man
That's a shout
calculator
out
got
to my
muscles,
man.
right?
Boy, it's on roids, man. Better than
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah, and I don't mind the analytics and all that stuff. I just don't think a calculator can play basketball.
Oh no. Dang on cannot tell you, can't measure heart no passion and love for the game.
Right, 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 right. I do like. I ain't gonna front though. In terms of the Tibbs thing, I think Tom Thibodeau is onto something. I hope it doesn't run its course prematurely. You feel me?
I doubt it.
I hope this is a flame and not a spark.
I think it's about to be a bonfire. If you keep messing around with it the right way, you keep adding oxygen to it. You gotta keep adding. It's like life. You know, you gotta add to it. You gotta constantly add to it. You gotta keep feeding it. You know, and right there, the fact that he took the leash, or even if not even took the leash, pause on that one, but the fact that he opened the floodgates to allow OG to be OG. You
Right,
know, and where he may have been handcuffed to a certain way that he had to play, and he had to realize his real self.
right,
You know, or not even real self, but even reopen his NBA game. You know,
right,
hey man, let me tell you something. Believe it or not, folks says that he does not. This man does not make players better. I can start with the first one that even said it when Tibbs changed Larry Johnson game. That's the first one that said it. When we got Larry Johnson, he was nowhere Grandma Ma no more. She moved on.
right,
She passed on. And now, you know what I'm saying, he got rid of the Converse and got him some Nikes. His
right.
game done changed, and then he come with the LJ 4-point play. And that's because he kept working on his three. Kept
Yep,
working on his three.
yep, yep. One of the things that I'll give Tom Thibodeau credit for is he's great at developing players in an unconventional way, right?
Hmm.
Like the way he turned Nerlens Noel into a hooper, you were like, yo, Nerlens Noel is trash. And then he got here. Now he was still at times he was still trash. And so
Hmm.
just real quick, yo, I'm gonna tell everybody this story about me and Corey Lee with Corey Lee town. I ain't gonna say his hometown. I'm gonna just say his town. Me and a dude named Hoodie Kev went to a playoff game in a city called Atlanta, Georgia. Right?
I already know what he's gonna go with.
We hanging out, right? We hanging out, and you know, is kind of post-COVID, kind of, and we're in. Are just hanging in around right there on the corner. It's like a wide, like at State Farm Marina. It's like this wide walkway. Like when you turn and make that right to go down to the big glass doors. Lee, you know what I'm talking about? Across from the park
Yeah.
garage.
Yep. I
So
know
we just hanging out
the
right there.
VIP.
Yep.
Going
And
through right
so
there, the VIP door.
yeah, and it's like right down from Hudson's, right? So we didn't go in
Hmm.
Hudson's that night. We went to Hudson's the Saturday night, and then we went to anyway, and we did go to Hudson's that night. But anyway, that's what the dude Lee. That's what the dude bought me $80 worth of mozzarella sticks. I think I told that story like 10 times.
Nachos, yeah,
Like, I was like, yo,
nachos.
bro, what I'm gonna do with $84 worth of? Nah, you big freezy, bro. Let's go Knicks. That dude might have had like 14 Bud
Boy,
Light.
be lactose beat up.
Man, I'd have been pepper spray. I'd have been, oh. But anyway, me and Hoodie Cav are legitimately 2 rows. Well, you know what? A row from the front row. You know how you watch the game and you watch, and them people in the front row be having all the stuff brought to them on the front row. And then it's the walkway, and then it's the rope. That's what me and Hoodie Cav was at, right there on the corner, right where the players come out and all that stuff, right? But on the opposite side. And so we were over there, and Nerlens Noel came to the corner. And Hoodie Cav was like, Hoodie Cav can get a little
abrasive.
animated, right?
That too.
He was screaming at Nerlens Noel to get out of the corner. What you doing over here? And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, yo, Hoodie Cav, let that man play ball, right? But what you doing over here? You're right. And Randall looked at man they double team Randall, and Randall looked that man in the eye, and Nerlens Noel was like, come on, dog, I'm open, come on. And Randall, you can see his mind like, I'm going to pass this man the ball, and they're going to blame me for it. Right? Lee, he looked at that man dead in the pupils, bro. And he chest passed the man that regular pass. And that ball went right between that man's hands, right between his legs, and almost up there by us. And it never touched him or his uniform. Not one piece of that basketball touched Nerlens Noel, bro. That man, the ball
like
through his hands and through his legs. And Hoodie Cav could have attacked Nerlens Noel. I had to grab Hoodie Cav, bro. You know, Hoodie Cav is like, Hoodie Cav big, like 6'2", like 240 something. Man, I grabbed
a little dude. Bro, I'm gonna say this.
Man, sit down before you get us kicked out of here. Bro, Hoodie Cav put upside that man's head, bro. Nerlens Noel, why you in the corner? Period.
Nerlens Noel forgot that he forgot he was playing basketball, and he thought he was playing cricket, and he thought that what they call a pitcher in cricket, they call him the baller or the bowler. He threw the ball and went right through the wickets.
Right through the wickets, bro. Bro, Hoodie Cav was great. Hoodie Cav legit. I don't know if he had it in his heart to do it, but I had to grab Hoodie Cav, like, man, sit down before you get us kicked out of here. Before you get us jumped. You're gonna get us jumped in Atlanta. You know what I'm
saying? Nah, he would have went straight to Right Street. And if y'all know anything about Right Street, man, just ask what's my man name? Oh my God, the rapper about Right Street. It ain't pretty.
Yeah.
It's like a mini Rikers Island, but it's not on the island.
Right. Yeah, man. I was like, Hoodie Cav, you gonna get us jumped in here. You gonna but anyways, I said all of that to say that Tom Thibodeau does develop guys. Now, you can't deny the fact that RJ got paid, Quickly got paid, OB got paid, Grimes is about to get paid, Hartenstein got paid. All these people, they play for Tibbs and they wind up getting paid. There's got to be something there. You got to give Tibbs some kind of credit.
And Julius Randle's about to get a check.
Julius, yep. So with all those
somebody gonna pay for his services.
Right. And my thing is with Tibbs, I don't like the way he develops, but you can't knock the fact that he does develop. Right? He does develop. It's one of
There's
those
no
things.
denying it.
Yeah. Yeah. He does develop, right? But what I would say though is this. With the offense that Tom Thibodeau is running, I'm glad I'm seeing it now, because if I see it, that means other NBA coaches are seeing it too, even if it's just eye candy to give them more stuff to work on.
You're right. But you know something though? And somebody else we just forgot to mention. Even though this young man's been hurt the majority of the season, you can see some development in his game if they would give him the ball, and that's Mr. Robinson to some degree if they allow him to play with them. You know, I mean, even though tonight was not his one of his better nights, but you look what he did in Philly. Even though he was playing against majority G League type cats, but still he still went out there and had 14 and 14. You know, and his foul shooting has gotten a lot better.
It
You know,
looks better.
and it's
It
gotten
looks
better
better
to
for
some degree.
sure.
It's gotten better to some degree because I mean he's shooting at least 75% since he's been back. Talking about a
Okay.
career 30%, a career 30% free throw shooter.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think the thing is with Mitch, bro?
Oh man, I don't. I think he needs more. He needs more. He needs more playing time. That's the only way he's gonna get in shape. I think he need to take him off his minute restrictions, and I really think he needs to come out here and stretch his legs for a good period. Maybe sit Cat down, you know, because like I said, Cat is
Yeah.
for the most part, Cat is been karate chop, judo stretched, bent, flipped over, like he's an
Right.
MMA fighter on this court, you
Right.
know. And I give him his props because some of it self inflicted and some of it hasn't, you know.
Right.
Uh, and with that said, that's a cog that we can't afford to lose for the
Nope.
playoffs. Period.
Nope.
We can't miss no pieces, no more pieces. We can't go limping into the playoffs no more. We have to go in, especially now, considering what might be who we might match up with first. That's number one. Number two, which is very important. God willing, we make it past the first round, which I believe we can. But who we might be lined up with in the second round, and we need all hands on deck, healthy, and for the most part, in the best shape possible.
Right. Right. So for the last four games, we have Boston, Detroit, Cleveland, Brooklyn. Right. Now the play-in is going to be on the 15th and 16th, I think. Right. And then the playoffs
Hmm.
start on the 18th. Right. So
Hmm.
if we're talking about 6 days in between the end of the season and the playoffs,
Hmm.
right? What I would do is I wouldn't sit them, but I wouldn't play them long
I
minutes,
practice.
right?
Mm-mm. But
I'd
not only
play
that,
them enough
but I
minutes for them to get their juices flowing, and then I'd be like, Parkham, Donnie H, or Kevin McCullough. I'll be playing all them dudes, right? I'm like, hey, y'all got the first half. If y'all don't get a 40-point lead and we lose, that's on y'all, right? That's what I would do. I would play them about 18 minutes, and I'd play Jalen Brunson enough for him to get the end of season awards, right? Just make him eligible for the end, but nothing more than that. Anything more than that, it ain't nothing else happening, bro. That's what I
That
would
ain't
do.
working.
Yeah. I gotta do the super chat real quick, man. I forgot. Andios, thank you for the generous contribution. Andios says, Knicks fan, if you're loving the content, make sure to give that like button a click, subscribe to the channel, relax and soak in the experience. I appreciate that. And Jerry Fitch says, next 4 games is just everything ready. Get everything ready for the playoffs. Whereas Cat play Mitch, let Brunson get his minutes, but we're the 3rd seed no matter what. Yep. Lee, you know what I would do too?
Great minds think like Jared.
Honestly, I don't even know if I would play Mitch like that. I maybe would play Mitch like I play Cat like 18 minutes. I'd play Mitch like 12 minutes, and everything else is going to Precious. I'm gonna play Precious Achua till his tongue fall out, right? Because I want Mitch to play enough just to get back in shape, but I don't want to risk losing him, right? The disaster moment would be Cat re-injures his hand and Mitch re-injures his foot, and then Precious is our center for the rest of the playoffs, hoping Ariel Huckporty comes back in enough time.
Hey, I'm a knock on wood. Just because, you know what I'm saying? I don't, I'm not trying to say I'm too superstitious, but I do understand where you're going with this, and you're right, because it might be a stupid game like against Brooklyn, and we really trying to, I guess, trying to get to 54 or even 52 victories, try to pass, exceed last season's final tally. But we got back to back 50 victories is dope. But anyway, going back to what I was trying to say, yeah, you're right, because there'll be something freakish in that last moment. In them last little few moments, we'll be sitting there and we'll be like, oh Jesus, here we go.
Yep. All it takes is for Brooklyn to
Right
try
there.
to play spoiler, and then
Mm.
OG step on somebody's ankle and he out for the playoffs.
Exactly.
Right. Now, Nick Yak, we have Boston, Detroit, Cleveland, Brooklyn is the remaining schedule. Right.
And if it's not gonna, if it's not gonna hurt our you know what I'm saying, our playoff position, you know what I'm saying, like you said, just take it easy, tranquilo.
Yeah.
Let's mail it in.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because I like to win every game, every sticking game.
Tibbs too.
But, but not at the risk of nobody getting hurt. Nope, it's not worth it.
But you know what? Sometimes self-control requires you to have somebody at your side to help you control things that you can't control on your own. Right? That's what, like me in arguments. Me and Miss Mocha be somewhere and she'll see it. She'll be like, hey, relax. And I'm like, okay, now I'm good. Like argue, like you know how you have a habit or something and you need somebody there with you to like whatever your vice is, right? Like whatever it is, chat, whatever it is that's your slippery slope. Everybody has a slippery slope, right? And so just Tibbs need to have somebody to help him with his slippery slopes. We all have them. Nobody's perfect, right? Whatever your Tibbs slippery slope is, he gonna play dudes to death. And so maybe we need somebody up there. Hey, coach, come on, man. We talked about this in the back, bro. And he in the heat of the moment, and you like, coach, and he ain't listen. I'll send him to the table anyway. And he send him back, and I'll send him back. To get his attention.
I think it was you. Was it you who posted that in the group chat? That how Rick Brunson went and tapped them like, hey man, call up the dogs. We should have called up the dogs. I would say at least at the 6-minute mark.
10
last
minutes
night.
before that, we should have called off the door. Yep. Because Trey Young gave up. Remember when Trey Young shot that 3 from the logo and his coach took him out the game?
Yep. It was a
that
wrap.
right there was coach. Trey Young did that just so the coach could take him out, right? He didn't want to hit that shot. He's like, "Well, I'm out here." He just threw up a tray, and it was like boink, and the coach called time out. Like, "Yeah, man, you right. I'm tripping, man. Why I got my guy? We getting blown out, and I got my franchise players still like, man, I'm tripping, man."
Yeah, come on, good. Go sit down. I don't even know if they still fight for anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they gonna even make it to the play-in.
I think so. I think they good,
Wow,
bro.
with a losing record. With a losing record. You
Yeah,
know, hey,
yeah, man. So
God bless him.
I want to do this, man, and maybe you can help me do it. But I want to thank everybody for the views and the likes and stuff that's been on the channel here lately. I don't know if these numbers are absolutely correct. I don't know if they are or not, but I'm gonna say thank you anyway, right? Because one of the videos we did has like 5,300 views. The Knicks Morning Drive, the really short, my pop-up joint, Lee, the joint that just popped up early in the morning, that
Went
joint has
viral.
like 5,300 views, bro. I don't know if the channel has ever had 5,300 views on a video.
Bro,
And it
I
was
want
just
to
a
say thank
pop-up.
bro, I want to say thank you because as much as I've been out here trying to promote the channel, even though I mean, sometimes y'all don't see me on this particular channel. I'm out there trying to represent and put out the best version of myself because I stand on the shoulders of Uncle Freezy. He's my mentor in this
Giants. We
business.
standing on the shoulders of giants, bro.
You know, this man right here has helped me discover my voice in this game. And you know, I consider myself a public figure to some degree in this nation, and that allowed me to pop up on other people's shows like KOT. Thank you to them. You know, thank you to Sim. Thank you always to Ron, still Knicks fans, and also to Knicks Real Talk. You know, and also to some of the other people out there that I popped up in. You know, who do Knicks content creation. You know, I can't think of their names right at this moment, but
Right.
still, but that's because the man I'm standing right next to you, right there, and I'm looking him in his face. He helped me to be less cantankerous,
Right.
more understanding, and allow me to appreciate the Knicks from a whole different other perspective. And I could not be more grateful.
Right.
And just not only
Would
that,
you?
but also to the fans, to Nick Nations, to the cats out here who support me, and some of the cats who don't like me but still rock with me anyway. You know, I
Yeah.
love y'all all, regardless. And I thank y'all for just tuning in, even just to disagree with me.
Yeah, man. And so what I think here, what I think with us is the only thing I try to set like some guardrails, right? Instead of us emoting our way through our Knicks fandom, I always wanted to think our way through our Knicks fandom, right? Because we emote a lot. You know what I'm saying? We be mad, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, mad, yo, fire everybody else. And then I'm like, yo, hey, before we do that, let's think our way through this and not on our own. Let's listen to others. Like, legitimately, let me listen to or let me read what Sherwin is saying, right? To kind of keep me within a guardrail. What is Nick Yak saying on a nightly
Right.
basis? Like, is Nick Yak saying something that's helping me think through a thing, or is Nick Yak, you know what I'm saying, trying to get us to bring us to his side of an argument? Because if it is, and this is not just Nick Yak, I'm just using Nick Yak as an example. If he's stating a fact that gets us in the mode of thinking about what we're actually seeing, then I'm with it. If it's one of those things where you're pulling me towards a side of an argument just for the sake of me being there, I don't know if I can do that. right? And so that's
I
one of the
concur.
things that's one of the reasons why I like this platform here, because I can do that with y'all and y'all don't judge.
Mm-hmm. We might get mad for a moment, but after a while, when we gain some perspective, at least me, I'm speaking for myself. I may not always agree with Freezy. I don't have my moments where I'm just standing on a pebble in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean by myself on certain things. But after a while, you gain some perspective, and then you understand the other side. If you're a thinking person, you gain some perspective, and you at least listen and understand where they're coming from. And not saying
Right,
that their argument is always wrong or they're always right, but you understand their perspective and where they come from. And this is what makes Lawrence Tibbs the dopest show out here. It's not choreographed. It's not scripted. It's not. It's not. It's not. You know, we ain't lined up with a bunch of yes men. That's not us. You know what I'm saying? We've
no,
had some knockdown. We have not had. We had some knockdown, drag out. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the F I'm talking about. You're crazy. I remember when Freezy told somebody to slam their fingers in the door,
right,
the car door.
right,
But God bless that person, because you know why? That person had an opinion and we just didn't agree with it at the moment.
right,
Even though it was one of the most outlandish things they probably ever said in their life.
right,
But also too, that brings humor to the show too as well.
right.
This is
Yeah,
unscripted. This is
yeah,
unscripted. So
yeah,
there ain't no puppets over here.
yeah. Right. Hey, man, no doubt, no doubt. Like our thing with Tibbs, I think there are a few narratives and in Knicks Nation. I kind of wish they would go away, but people feel how they feel. One of the narratives is that Mitchell Robinson is a Martian Manhunter, right? That's one of the narratives. Like, legitimately, people tell me that they saw Mitchell Robinson, Chuck Norris, and Superman in a fight, and Mitchell Robinson was dragging their bodies to the curb. The people tell me, like, I'm like, yo, you believe in Mitch that much? And they're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man, really? Mitchell Robinson can really beat up Superman and Chuck Norris at the same time. They're like, yeah. Like, man,
Because you don't know. Because you don't know. Because he took on Bruce Lee's spirit.
yeah, yeah,
That's his avatar.
yeah. And you and and one of the other narratives is that Carl Anthony Towns is soft, right? But what I see from Cat is that he hits the floor at least 5 times a game, and he get up, and he's
Yes.
second in the NBA in rebounding.
Yeah.
How can you be that soft if you legitimately get beat up like that every night and you come back for more, right?
And
You gotta
yo,
you
and
can't
has
be. Oh, go ahead, bro.
and has not broken down a significant bunch. If it wasn't for, I think if it wasn't for Tibbs sometimes catching him and trying to save him from himself, I think that young man would probably try to play 82 games. You know, he
Yeah,
would try to. He probably try. You know, and that goes for all the players that we have to some
yeah,
degree.
yeah,
You know, another thing I wanted to bring up while we were talking about this. You know, Tibbs Tibbs doesn't really, how do I say, he doesn't not develop, but he doesn't come up with game plans or schemes, or he does the same thing. He he kind of keeps it simple to a degree, but he adds other nuances in the game. And if y'all never noticed it, you should have picked it up when DeLon Wright was in the game and how the game was totally different. than when Jalen Brunson was in it, or even when Cameron Payne's in it, or even when Deuce McBride's in it. He tries to get the most out of each player of what they can do best without taking anything away from nobody else. Like you said, the game tells you what to do.
That part right there, it always get me. That's a rock in my shoe, bro.
But it is. Nah, that's up to the players.
Nah, it's that's a defensive person's mindset. A defender thinks that way, like the game will tell you what to do. Right? An offensive person is always thinking to take what you can get. Right? Like if you're a running back, you're not out here thinking, I'm gonna take what the defense give me. Right? If you're a running back, you know the running game is a ballet, right? The quarterback got to have the right cadence to keep the defensive line off balance, right? He can't stay in the same cadence over and over because they'll start jumping the snap, right? Right. You got to make sure your line is slid the right way, right? You got to identify the mic. Who's the mic, right? You got to have your run. You got to have your run game hat on. You got to understand the time of the game and the distance and all these type of things, right? Linemen got to understand that early in the game, you could be more risky with your blocking. Late in the game, you can't have holding calls, right? All these nuanced stuff. Running back, when you in position, you can't look at the hole that the play is going to. You can't give it away because the linebackers and everybody is looking for any edge to beat you to the punch, right?
Or leaning
Your
to the
receivers.
hole. No, I'm saying leaning, like tilting your
Yeah, you
body a
can't
certain
lean one way or
direction.
the other. You can't give stuff away. You can't be facing that way, right? You can't have your tight end covered up, right? All these these little things, man. You can't your flankers and split ends. You gotta all of them gotta be, you know what I'm saying? The split end gotta cover up the lineman, but you can't cover up the tight end on the other side. And all this little stuff, these nuanced stuff. And then you snap the ball, right? And then you snap the ball, and then the real ballet start. And so when Tibbs say the game will tell you what to do, it basically tells me that we're gonna read the defense and just take what the defense give us when we should be dictating terms to the defense, right? Like think about you remember when you first saw Randy Moss when Randy Moss was first on the scene. Remember corners used to give him about 10 to 12 yards because they know Randy will go by him, right? 10 to 12 yards. Your receiver's supposed to do a button hook, 5 yards and stop, right? Randy ain't doing no 5 yards and stop. Randy gonna take them 12 yards and still beat them down the field, right? They 12 yards and bailing and still getting beat. Right, but the game
Because they look, because they know he's running. They know he's running. He's just running a go route, or a flag, or a post. Those are the three routes. Those are the three routes that he ran primarily in the first 3 to 4 years of his career.
Got him all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You can't stop
post
it, right?
Flag. Post flag. I'm telling you, then go. Because that man was a phenomenal athlete. He could, at that time, he could have got he got away with that because his talent, the talent that the Lord blessed him with, allowed him to be able to do that. But now, not everybody can do that if you're not as talented. Like this young man we got with neighbors. You know, he has to be more disciplined. He has to really learn how to run a route tree.
Right.
He has to run. He really has to learn how to run a route tree and also too. But now sell it. That's one thing that wide receivers have to do. It's just like anybody else on a play. You know, if you know you're gonna do the pick and roll or pick and pop, you have to really learn how to sell that. You got to
Right.
sell that screen first, and then know how to slide real quickly, get to the area where you can get open. And that's another thing Mitchell Robinson can do a lot better. You know what I'm saying? As well as Cat. You know, anybody when you do that, or just not settling for the pick and pop and taking 30-foot jumpers, you
That's
know.
one of the things, Lee. I think you honor something when you mentioned that, right? Right. The
Mhm.
thing is, Knicks fans kind of tip their hand a little bit when they say
Mhm.
5-out offense, and then we also say, well, we need to run more pick and roll. Well, if you run in more pick and roll, doesn't that mean you're not running 5-out? I'm just saying,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you. No, I'm totally with you. I'm rocking. I'm like right there with you, rocking with you with that. Yeah.
That's because I heard, man, I'm not gonna call no names, and I'm not saying we the best, right? I'm
Mhm.
just gonna say this. I saw a show where they were talking about, well, we supposed to be running 5-out, but we don't run enough screen and roll, pick and roll to get people open. And as soon as you hear that, you like,
You don't know what you're talking about. You just parakeeting something that you heard, and you think you know what you're talking about because you sitting here and you learn it from Brett Musburger and what's her name? What's my girl's name? Oh my
Leslie
God.
Visser. You remember Leslie Visser?
Leslie Visser. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you listen to these play-by-play people, and sometimes these play-by-play people are just talking to just keep the mood going. They're
Right.
not necessarily gonna know. Some of them know what they're talking about, but a lot of them don't. Believe it or not, these so-called experts.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, when it comes to 5-out offense, it's as simple as, if fans would just remember this, 5-out offense is two-way go, right? That's as simple as you can make it.
Mhm.
Everybody has a two-way goal. Everybody at all times has a two-way goal with the ball. Yep, at all times. That's what makes 5-out dangerous. That any one of the five can create for any other one of the five to get a shot. And when you add Cat to that, now you're like, because I thought Randall, I thought that what I thought was, before the Cat trade, my honest belief was they're gonna run Randall at the 5 against his will. That's what I thought they were gonna do. I was like, they're gonna run Randall at the 5 coming off shoulder surgery. And I was like, if he comes back and is willing to do it, we might have an elite offense if it's Bridges. And Lee, I know y'all gonna judge. I know y'all gonna judge, but Jerry
Preach,
Fitz,
man. Yeah.
Fitz, man, you wild, man. Fitz is wild. But I honestly thought the 5-out. I started the 5-out conversation last year because of Hartenstein. I was like, if they
Mhm.
allow Hartenstein to shoot, the dribble and passing in his game will be accentuated.
Mhm.
Right now, you got to respect it. Right, but then when we saw that Hartenstein was not going to be the answer, um, I was thinking a lineup of Brunson and Dante, Bridges, OG, and Randall would run teams off the floor, right? All we had to do was wait for Mitch to come back. We
Like
didn't
Golden
know when
State.
Mitch was going to be back, right? Didn't know when Mitch was going to come back. We
Mhm.
didn't know anything about Ariel Hukporti yet. We just knew if Precious was there, I thought that was going to be a group where all 5 can dribble, pass, and shoot, and give us the toughness that we need. The only thing about it is, what I was thinking is, can OG Anunoby rebound enough?
Mm. That would have been a dilemma.
My only thing was, could OG Anunoby rebound? And this is before the cat trade, everybody. This is me simply thinking a backcourt of Dante DiVincenzo and Jalen Brunson would be an elite backcourt. Bridges and OG would be elite wings. Randall, Precious, Mitch would be an elite big rotation. And if we got anything from the bench, we could be the champs. Right? That's what I thought. And Nick, yeah, you're right. He says Hart sure can. Yeah. I didn't know how he was going to fit. Like since you signed Bridges, I didn't know if Hart was going to start or is Dante coming off the bench. Right? Because you knew Randall was going to start. You knew OG was going to start. You knew Bridges was going to start. And you know Brunson was going to start. Right? The only thing, though, is if we complain about size and rim protection now, we really would have complained about size and rim protection with Randall at the 5. That was my thinking. I was thinking, hey, we've got to get a big in here. At the same time, we didn't know Mitchell Robinson was going to miss most of the season either. The Knicks may have known it, but we didn't know it. We thought he was going to be ready for training camp. I think in June, some dude was talking about the Butcher be back at the start of the season. And I was like, the Butcher? Who the hell is the Butcher? But we made it. But we made it through that, and here we are. Right? We made it through that, and here we are. And the cool part of it is, even though we've been through that, we made it to a point now where Mitch is back, Cat is healthy, Precious is healthy, Huck Porty will be back in about 2 weeks, maybe more. 2 weeks, some change, maybe, whatever. And for the most part, we are getting contributions from dudes we're supposed to be getting contributions from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what though? It is what it is. You know, that's what I get for thinking. You know, putting on my Miss Cleo hat and not knowing the answers, but also too listening to the so-called insiders. You know,
Yeah.
because now I'm learning that the insiders aren't really inside. You know,
Yeah.
they're not inside. They're basically going off of what they think they know, or what you know, because the Knicks don't necessarily. I don't think they're totally transparent, and that's on purpose.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's on purpose, and I'm not mad at them for that either, because years and years of us running our mouths have been our detriment.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
That I mean, think about it. You know, believe it or not, you know, I still believe this. I honestly feel like if we didn't say, we could have had Clay, possibly, in my
Right.
opinion, we still possibly could have had the opportunity to draft uh, uh um oh man, I can't, red names just slipped my brain. Lord have mercy. Um, two great players. The Golden State backcourt.
Stephen
We
Clay.
could have had them both, Steph and Clay, and they were like back. I think they were drafted a year apart from each other,
Yeah.
and and oh, we're gonna draft this person. Oh, we're gonna draft this person. This is Nick's front office talking back in the day. And what happened? Somebody just came in, said, "Oh no, you're not getting that. Let me take them because if they want them bad enough, I know they're good.
Right.
You know, if they want them, they're good. And who we end up drafting, I can't even think half the cats in who we drafted
Right.
when they drafted them.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, man, how you feeling about a playoff run, bro?
Oh, I'm feeling really good. Everybody healthy. There should be there's no excuses. You know, and you know, I think now it's time to attack that narrative that we can't compete with any of these so-called top tier teams. That's
Right.
the one thing I'm ready to debunk the most.
Right.
That means the most to me right now. That right there, that we can't compete with the Bostons, the Clevelands. You know, I think, like I said, you give Tibbs enough time, he's going to come up with a game plan to attack these teams in so many different
Right.
ways and neutralize, if not, are definitely one or two key players. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Maybe three. We had
Right.
it the first time we faced Cleveland in the playoffs. We had it. We could have had it last year, the way we were beating up on Boston if he would have stayed healthy. You
Yeah.
know, it was just so many things. Just like things happen though, and like you said, number one, we have to have that magic ping pong that bounces our way.
Okay.
Saying the power ball to some degree,
Yeah.
and also luck, and luck, and paying attention to what we do best. You know, and getting the most out of what we do best. I feel like we're a very good 3-point shooting team. We need to get that back in its fold, as well as working on our perimeter defense.
Yep.
And we can do those two things right there. We can go a long ways. Perimeter defense, point like we talked about tonight, point of attack. Even though the young man had 40 points today, I mean, OG still gave it back, gave 32 right back at him.
Yeah, that's a
Think
lot,
about that.
bro.
That's a lot. He may get and think this man Booker, Devin Booker, he ain't no slouch.
No.
You know, he ain't no slouch. So just imagine, and he's doing this by himself the majority of the game. You see, they didn't put Bridges on him.
Right.
Just imagine if they and I'm not taking nothing because Bridges is a very great defender in
Right.
his own right, but he's not OG. He's not 6'7", 6'8", 245 pounds of rip who can change, recover, change your direction,
Right.
force you to force you someplace where you don't want to go, where you have to take some of the best shots you've ever taken in your life and knock them down. Devin Booker did that tonight. He really earned every one of those points that he got tonight.
I'll be right back, bro.
Okay, Knicks Nation. With that said, I mean, there's a lot of things we could work on to get better. And of course, rim protection is another thing. But I'm not too worried about us matching up with anybody who's got another big. I think, and I want to believe as well as think. And of course, this is my opinion again. I think Cat can hold his own against with help from Mitchell Robinson. Can hold his own against Cleveland. Can hold his own against Boston. We just need the right referees, and we need to come with the right mindset. And this is the time in Knicks Nation where we have to put our biases away and really, really, really come together as one and support this entire team. and then wait till the off season. Then we can argue about what we didn't like, who we don't like, what we, who we can hope to get better if we do make changes. And it's crazy, but I honestly feel like we can do this. You know, Brunson, you know, you know, really tried to get his teammates involved and really move the ball. You know, and don't allow it to get stagnant, to say the least, at all. And a few other things. It just it's just gonna take us some time, Nick Nation. When we, through these last little 4 games, if we can work on those 4 things, those few things, I should say. I think sky's the limit. I think we can hang with anybody, and also to have a couple of really good, decent practices while it's a playing situation is being conducted.
Right. Right. Okay.
Everything good, bro?
Yeah, man. Everything is good. Let me see.
You know,
I
I meant
just
to
had
tell
to
you,
check something real quick.
yo, I bet nah. I remember what was yesterday? We was watching it. I forgot to tell you. The game was going on. We was roughing them up, beating up on Atlanta pretty bad, and I got an alert from We Talk Hawks, and I just thought about Demond sitting there, and I know he was stewing. I know he was in fuego because I remember him in the beginning of the year when we first played Atlanta, and he said, "This ain't no NBA championship team. Look
Oh,
how we just handled them."
yeah.
Man, and
Yeah.
I held on to that. Me. My memory. I mean, uh, I don't have the best memory, but my memory's pretty sharp considering.
Bro,
And
I called him and he didn't answer.
oh, I bet you he didn't want to hear nothing from you. He wasn't even.
Yeah.
I popped up on him yesterday, and he wasn't even hosting his own show.
Right. Yeah.
So he was mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I sent him a super chat yesterday, and I was like, you
Oh,
know,
oh.
yeah.
Oh.
I did it. I had to rub it in, but at least I put some paper behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I basically I'm gonna summarize what I said in a nutshell. A, great season series. I mean, y'all had a dope little tournament cup victory. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know,
Yeah.
y'all bopped us in the mouth when we first came to town. You know, that was dope. But I said, better luck next year.
Yeah.
And good luck. Good
I
luck if
hope
y'all make
y'all
it to the
draft
playoffs.
people good.
Yeah, I said good luck if y'all make it into the play-in.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's hilarious, bro. Yeah, that's hilarious, bro.
Oh
Man.
yes.
Yeah, man. Um, I guess where I am, guess where I'm at with it, bro, is um, I have faith in this team that will do something special. Here's the thing, though. I think it's more that faith is more centered around um that faith is more centered around what the players can do on the floor. I'm not ready to say Tom Thibodeau is a championship level coach until he's a championship level coach, if that makes sense.
No,
Mine
that's duly
says
noted.
he working, bro. My badly.
Go ahead. Oh wow, wow, like where's
Yeah,
Dre at?
yeah, he working a weird schedule.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna say this. I'm I duly noted, and I agree with you until because I feel like until he gets that monkey off his back, he will never be truly respected like that. And I really want these players to at least carry him. Worst case scenario, Eastern Conference Final. Worst case scenario, worst in my opinion. You know, I don't want to. I'm not going to say the pressure's on him. I'm putting the pressures on the players. The pressure I put on is on the players. I think the players have to execute, and also too, they don't have. I'm praying that they're not as selfish
Okay,
as I thought they were as in the beginning of the season.
okay,
You know, my opinion has changed to some degree because I saw
okay.
different things, and you know, I'm gonna need certain people to step up in moments, really big moments. Mikael Bridges, you want that next check? This is your time to earn it right now.
Right,
Playoffs, you
right.
know, uh, you know, campaign. You want an extension? Come on, Sham.
This
You want to get
yep,
that next check?
yep.
These are the players that I'm looking for. Shamit. Damn. I'm not as worried about said current players. You know, I think I'm not OG, Precious has already played himself out of a contract. But if he right now, I believe if he when he gets the opportunity, because he's right now, he's situational. But when he gets on the
Um,
court, if
ooh, let me say something about that. I'm gonna just say this. I disagree slightly, even though I think the perception goes in your favor, right? I think the perception of Precious goes in your favor. I think the reason why Precious is where he is because Mitchell Robinson is just that good. Now, I know y'all want to argue with me, bro. I know y'all want to argue with me. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not really up for it, but when backed into a corner, I'll fight. Right. I don't like to fight, but he backed me into a corner, man. I gotta fight, right? Right. But I think the reason why Precious is where he is because Mitch is that good. If Mitch was just a regular, if Mitch was Jurkic, I'd have been like, Yusef Nurkic, I'd have been like, all right. But if you have faith in who Mitchell Robinson is, when you have the Precious Achua conversation, it's a different conversation, not because Precious is a bad player. It's because Mitch probably is a better player than Precious or more valuable player than Precious. No disrespect to Precious, but being the third big on a team that has Cat and Mitchell Robinson is not a bad place to be. That's just my
hey,
opinion.
and you
Lee, go
still
ahead. I know you ready to fight. Go ahead, bro.
no, I'm not. No, because I mean, the man wouldn't have been making $8 million if he wasn't. You know, and he served his purpose this season. He
Yeah,
really did. He did his job, just like Jumpman did. And God bless that he goes on and and he develops and he earns himself his next check.
bro.
You
When
know,
James Najee get here, bro, I'm telling y'all now, bro. I'm telling you, this kid James Najee, bro. I was telling Dre, don't forget about Kev McCullough, bro. Don't forget about Kevin McCullough because he's Josh Hart. He's the bigger, stronger, more skilled, younger version of
better
Josh Hart
defender,
coming out of Villanova.
better defender.
Better defender. He hungry, bro. He's starving, bro.
Josh Hart might be forcing the early retirement.
He gonna coach that dude, bro. I think Josh Hart. I think Kevin McCullough in a perfect spot, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because he already knows what he's gonna be.
Yeah,
he sees himself in him.
Yeah,
He sees himself in him. A better version of himself.
absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
But talk about James Najee. Please explain him. And please give me his.
Oh, in a China shop. He gonna make you mad, bro.
How
He
tall
gonna
is
make
he?
you mad. Because the first thing he gonna do, he gonna get in the game and he gonna hurt Jalen Brunson. And you gonna be mad because he's too physical.
Oh, don't tell me he's like.
Yo, I'll tell you who he reminds you of, right? Two people. You remember the Washington Redskins safety, Sean Taylor?
Come on, man.
You remember
You
when
already know.
he was like a heat-seeking missile? Remember
Oh,
he
yes.
would hit the pile and it'd be like 4 bodies just laying there, and it'd be like 2 of us and 2 of them. Like,
he's the reason why they don't put pads on in the Pro Bowl no more. Did he check out a kicker?
Yo, he took out the punter in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. That's
He
what I was
blew
thinking.
Brian Mormon up, bro. He blew him up. Bro, you remember, and so for those that don't remember Sean Taylor, I have another name, a name earlier than that. A dude named Peter Boulware. He from I used to work like where he went to school at. Right? He had a brother named Michael Boulware, right? Bro, heat-seeking missile. Bro, he used to hit the running back, and the D tackle would already have him wrapped up. And you look around, and it'd be like 3 bodies just laying around. It'd be like the ref, the back, and your lineman. Everybody just laid out, bro. That's James Najee. When he get here,
hold him up. I'm about to hit him. Hold him up.
When James Najee get here, you ain't got to worry about physicality and toughness. Right now, here's the thing. He's coming off a torn ACL right now. Right? I don't know if they're gonna do him like they did Rokas Jokovitis, or if they're gonna bring him over. The smart thing would be for them to bring him over so he'd be a cheap big on an NBA contract. Because at a minimum, he'd be somebody to practice against in practice, right? And if everything goes right, he's going to give you Andre Drummond type production if he reaches his full potential, but he won't be. I don't see stardom in him because I haven't seen enough, right? I hadn't seen enough. I ain't gonna lie. I only saw like a little, bro, just a little stuff like just turning his shoulders. He knocking people over. He look one way and somebody go flying the other. Oh, hey, you know who he is? Rick Mahorn.
I was just about to say that. Is he bump or thump?
Chat, he's Rick Mahorn. Now, not the mean, I'm not talking about like the mean-spirited guy that just wanted to. I'm talking about like the way he play, right? He's that, right? So when he gets here, bro, the world is gonna be different. That's all I'm saying.
He's gonna be a more manageable beast too.
Yeah. Say that again.
Is he gonna be a more manageable beast too? Like,
no, he can't. He's not a shooter.
So he's not a shooter. How tall is he?
I think he's like 6'10" and a half, like 6'11".
Okay,
but
and
he's
he's
a
what?
center. Don't get it. He's not a power forward, bro.
All right, that's all I need to know.
No, he's not a. He's a center. he might be 7 foot somewhere in there, but if he's a 7, he's like 6'11-ish. Like he's not every bit of 7 feet like some other dudes, bro. He's like whatever.
On the cusp.
Yeah, he's a big bro. And
Hey.
so Nick Yaks asked whose minutes is he gonna bro. Defensively, him and Huck Porty, it ain't even close. Now, offensively, him and Huck Porty, it ain't even close. But defensively, him and Huck Porty, bro, nah, what we talking about, bro? You ain't got the Najee ain't got to get used to the NBA speed. Dude just gonna have to get used to him. And I'm not trying to hype him up like he's, you know what I'm saying?
This ain't now.
Yeah.
This ain't Tarzan. Look like Tarzan and play like James.
Yeah. Hey, Nick asked, are we carrying 4 centers? I think we do. I think that's the way we operate, bro, because we carried 4 centers. We carried 4 centers this year, right? We carried Huck Porty, Jumpman, Mitch, Precious, and Cat. But we didn't carry all of them at one time because dudes were hurt. Well, I would advise y'all look, hey man, look for James Najee. His on YouTube. His last name is spelled Nnaji. James Najee. We got him in the Cat trade. He was in the draft where we didn't draft anybody. Y'all remember the year we didn't draft anybody? He was in that draft.
That was the draft right after Deuce.
Yeah, probably. Wait, no. It was a draft after Trevor Kills.
Okay. That's a name to forget.
Yeah, that's a name to forget. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can find them. I'm going to see if I can find something on them and put the link in the chat for us. Just so that we can let me see if I can find something in the video.
Yeah, you're or where did you play college ball?
Hey, I'm gonna show you a picture of Lee. I'm gonna show you a picture of him. Right. And I'm gonna show you a picture of him and you tell me what you think. Chat, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of him and y'all tell me what y'all think.
Oh Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Yo, he's a bigger version of OG. Like he looked like OG that really hit the roids.
See, look at him, right? And then look at under his name. James Najee, Nigerian basketball center.
Okay.
Y'all tell me what y'all think when y'all see him. Bro. Lee, look, bro. Okay. All right. You think he gonna come in and finesse? Surprise.
Oh no, you know he's gonna come in and rip down the rim when he get close to the basket. Where? He's banging dude the Lakers sent back. And I thought he was pretty good.
I can't hear you. Your microphone sound like it's away.
Oh, can you hear me now? I don't know what's going on. Mike.
I can't hear you, man. I'm watching the thing. I'm trying to see if I can get the video. I'm seeing if I can get the video. I'm not gonna play it. I just want to make sure it's the right video before I put the link in the chat. I'm gonna make sure this is the right video before I put the link in the chat. Oh, this is the right video, y'all. This is the right video. I'm gonna put it in the link. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Seven five wingspan, bro. Yo, I put the link in the chat just so that y'all can see a little bit. Lee, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me better?
Okay. Yeah. I put the link in the chat so y'all can check it out, bro. Bro.
Just send it to me when you get a chance.
All right. Yeah, man.
Yo, believe it or not, you're pretty good when it comes to scouting talent. So I usually don't
Bro,
question what you say when it
this
comes to that.
dude, bro, Lee, like he's 7 foot with a 7 foot wingspan, right? And
Something.
you know, and my guy legitimately, bro. Hey, the Wise, I can't remember if he played in the Olympics. I can't remember, right?
Yeah, because I was wondering because I seen that uniform. I'm like, is that France?
Like I clicked away from it. I can't remember if
No, it was like blue and red because I thought I seen Hakim wearing them same colors.
I can't remember, but what I do know is that his recovery thing is like the Matrix, bro. And I'm not talking. His recovery is like Nightcrawler. Y'all know that? Y'all seen the Marvel dude Nightcrawler?
Mm-hmm.
I think his recovery is like Nightcrawler, bro. It's like he teleport, and I'm talking about in short area. I'm not talking about in long distance, bro. Right? I'm not talking about in long distance. I'm talking about this dude is legitimately like 7 foot. Like I think this dude is like 7 foot, like 245, and he chiseled. Like he a rocked up 245, like how Randall used to look. But he bigger than Randall, bro.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, and so Nick, yeah. So my thing is I'm not off of the Huck Porty bandwagon. I'm saying they complementary to each other. I'm saying the future for bigs with the Knicks is bright, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that that the Knicks are going to throw Ariel Huck Porty away. That's not what they're going to do. Ariel Huck Porty has too much offensive upside, and he a lefty, I think, and he could take cats off the dribble. But when you want to talk about the polar opposite of what he is, Najee is dunking everything in sight, and he's a ferocious dunker. Right? Najee is like knocking down bowling pins type dunker. Like he's I'm talking about like, and I'm not saying he's Dwight Howard, but I'm saying y'all remember how Dwight Howard used to dunk? Like the ferocious putback dunks? That's James Najee at that
I'm
level.
about to say, like young Shaq type.
Yeah, like that type. Now, with that said, he can either become a very good role player or he could be a bum. We don't know. I guess it depends on how he recovers and how the Knicks develop him. But don't get it twisted. We got Cat and we also got James Najee in the same trade. So don't sleep that trade. I miss Randall, but this kid, James Najee, bro. I like him.
Oh, man.
I like him. If in my dream scenario is the Knicks bring everybody back, right? Everybody. I'm talking about Precious, Cam, Shamit, run it all the way back. But this time, give all the rookies from this year a fair shot. right? All the rookies this year, fair shot, and James Najee and whatever rookie they draft this year. I would love for them to get Kanan Catchings. I don't know if they're going to be able to get Kanan Catchings or not. But Kanan Catchings is a bigger version of Amani Bates.
With actually longer arms.
Yep. Kanan Catchings is probably the future of what wings are going to look like.
With 6'9", 6'8", long arms.
Yeah.
Dribble, pass, and shoot.
Yep. No, the Nick asked, does he have a contract with us? No, we have his rights. We have his NBA rights. He's not on an NBA contract yet. What I think is the Knicks are gonna, since he got injured, I think he might be on that Kev McCullough developmental path, depending on how far along he is in his knee recovery. See, the thing is, Kev McCullough missed most of the season because he hurt himself around this time last year, and it took him a year to recover. This dude hurt himself at the beginning of a season, so his year or so should be up around October, right? So it'll be right at when training camp start. And so we'll kind of see what they got. They'll probably ease him and have him in the G League for a little bit. Let him take Moses Brown's job. And if he could take Moses Brown's job, then you'll probably see him on the bench here. Now, what does that mean for Mitch? Nothing, right? What does that mean for Precious? It might mean everything. You feel me? Like if he's healed enough where we might be able to, it might be more prudent for us to spend Precious's salary on something else, I think that might be the move. Like legit have, Kev McCullough and Pacom Dadier play those precious wing minutes, and Mitchell Robinson, Ariel Porty, and James Najee play those center minutes that Precious used to get. And so the team will look different in a certain way because they'll have a little bit more money to spend, because it means you won't need Precious. Now, do I like Precious? Yeah, I want Precious to come back. I like Precious. But Tibbs is only going to play 9 people per night, bro, unless it's a blowout.
Hey,
Right.
like I said earlier this year, for all these, when we brought in all these guards, it's the survival of the fittest. When you come to training camp, you got to be on top of your job. If you want to, this is about your NBA mortality. You have to, you gotta, once the season ends, take your nice little break, maybe 3-4 weeks or whatever it takes. But as soon as after you done, get right back onto your
recovery
job.
time. You gotta let your body recover, bro.
Yeah, give yourself about a month.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Go on a nice vacation, eat good for a minute.
Yep.
Spend some time, get your mental health together.
Lee,
I know the season's the
that
grind.
dude, bro. The dude James Najee. Did you see him, bro? Did you get a chance to pay attention to the picture?
Hey, bro, I seen it. I looked right at it.
My man is brolic, bro. I'm not trying to get y'all hyped up about the front office moves or whatever. Y'all too smart for that. Y'all know I ain't gonna shoot y'all the gas. You make up your own mind. I'm just letting you know what I saw. And maybe other people not talking about James Najee, like maybe other content creators ain't talking about James Najee, blah, 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 boom, 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 whatever. But they were not talking about Pacom Dadier either. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They were not talking about Kev McCullough. I was watching the game that Kev McCullough hurt his knee. I was watching it. I was like, dang, that's sad for that man. But I had no idea. Fast forward 4 months later, the Knicks would be drafting him. You know how it is. You watching college basketball on a Saturday, a random game, and you watching kids. You don't know which one of them kids is gonna wind up on your team, bro.
That's like watching when Portis blew out his knee.
Yeah, that was sad, bro.
Yeah, but then also too. But look how hard he still came back and still had a decent career regardless.
Bro, it was like watching. I watched Frank Gore tear his ACL twice at Miami.
Oof.
Yep, I saw that. I saw Frank Gore well, no, I'm lying. I heard about the first one, and then I saw the second one, or vice versa. Vice versa. It was vice versa. They kept touting, "Oh, this running back we have, Frank Gore. He's the best running back University of Miami ever had." And you're like, "Well, if he that good, how come y'all starting? What was the first? What was the back before Edgerrin James? It wasn't Jared. It wasn't Jared Payton. It was It wasn't McGahee. It wasn't Portis. It wasn't Davenport, because Davenport and Edgerrin James were playing together. Like they had a running back before him,
and he was pretty solid too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, him and Frank Gore was supposed to be
the 1-2 punch.
Yeah, and Frank Gore got hurt, and then Edgerrin James started getting carries, and Edgerrin James wound up being good. Frank Gore missed a seat. Blase, you know how on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So yeah, chat. I'm not even gonna front, man. The James Najee kid, keep your eyes open for James Najee. Now, here's the thing. I'll tell you who to keep your eyes closed on. Rokas Jokibitis. I think that ship is sailed.
Oh, I think we're about to get rid of him.
Yeah, I think he's gone, bro.
I think we're going. If we do make any deals this summer, I think he's going to be included in that because it's already been proven that number one, he ain't going to surpass Deuce. And he's not going to surpass the other young man we got.
Tyler Kolek, or surpass.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Tyler Kolek is here to stay.
Right.
Until further yep. But you know what happens? See, that's what happens when these European cats come and try to, to get an opportunity to get drafted, but then they playing around over there overseas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't take this NBA thing serious. You know?
Right.
They don't come, and not to say Rokas. Now Rokas, I believe that he really could have been somebody on this Knicks team.
Right.
Because he 6'3" with it.
But he thick, bro.
Yeah.
He thick, so he's strong, bro.
Yeah. Well, Tyler Kolek, you see what you got to get to. You got to hit the weights this summer. Get you some what's that amino acids?
I was going to say he better hit that P90X.
Yeah, that P90X, some amino acids. Or no. What you need to do? You need to go get cool with Bronny James and be like, yo, what's your pops taking for real?
What's your pops be taking, bro?
For real.
What your pops be taking, bro? Your pops brolic out here, bro.
You at 40 something odd years old. At this 21st year of the league, like what the heck?
And he's still out here looking, man. Yeah,
like,
man.
Okay, he out there. I'm pretty sure he done dapped up and got close with them Balco cats because they pretty much got out of jail.
Yeah.
They out of jail, so hey,
And I'll
put that to work.
I ain't gonna front though, Lee. I like Rokas Jokibitis, bro. I wanted him in the draft. That's why when the Knicks drafted him, I was excited.
Yeah, but me and matter of fact, me and Wise was both talking about that. We was like, this has got to be this was supposed to be his summer. This summer that just passed.
Yeah.
When he came to training camp, he was supposed to come in and he was supposed to steal somebody's job.
He's supposed to dominate, bro. Get a roster spot. And so he kept playing around. That's why I said, you spent too many years over in Europe and you don't come over here. You got to come over here and get your chops broken in, unfortunately, I think
You
the
gotta,
only reason why no, I'm sorry, man, my bad. But I was gonna say the only reason why I think he didn't make the team is because Tyler Kolek was cheaper to sign than it would have been
yeah.
for Rokas Jokibitis. Like for Rokas Jokibitis, we'd have had to give him at least $4 million a year, at least.
And not only that, but
we giving him like Tyler Kolek, we getting him like 2-point-something mil a year.
not only that, but also too, we had to buy out the contract that he has in Europe.
Yep. And financially, some stuff just ain't worth it. Now, this is his 4th year, right? This is the end of his 4th year. Now he might be now, and then keep in mind too that Rokas is what 24, 23, 24.
22,
So
I think.
he's still a young player, right?
I think he's just 22 now because we got him like really young. We got him like when he was 18.
Yeah.
Or going on 22.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, but we have so many years to hold somebody's rights, and then they can make themselves eligible back for the draft, right?
I don't think so. I think once they get a certain age, they can't re-enter the draft. I think once you get their NBA rights, you have them forever unless you trade them. But that's neat. But it's whatever. If he want to go somewhere, he can go. So the Knicks ain't gonna hold him hostage. I mean, what did they gain?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Leon Rose ain't that type. Yo, go on, find your job.
You want to go?
Hey, you still want to come to the city? Holler at Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But they need a whole lot of everything.
They need a whole lot of everything. Yeah. So, hey, man, that's all right, man. That's all I got, bro. I'm gonna get out of here so I can get me some rest. It's gonna be a long day. Man, these 10-hour days be something, bro.
Wow.
But
yo, it was cool though. Yo, I love you. Already know I love chopping it up with you.
Yeah, man. We kind of. I just hope the video performed well, man. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody hit the like button. For my
and all our international family. Yeah. Chime in with us.
Yeah.
Chime in with us, man.
Yep. All right, y'all. Thank y'all, everybody, for coming through and rocking. We're gonna holler at y'all. Peace, everybody.
Peace.